Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Biriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grananti Bhurida Janaha Bhuvi Grananti Bhurida Janaha. Sri Ramakrishna to Goswami, you are all good people. How much japa you practice, how much you chant the name of Hari. He is exclaiming how much you do. Goswami humbly, oh no, we do very little. I am a great sinner. Master smiling, you have humility, that's good. But there is also another way. I chant the name of Hari. How can I be a sinner? He who constantly repeats, I am sinner, I am a wretch, verily becomes a sinner. What lack of faith! A man chants the name of God so much and still talks of sin. This is an important, even psychologically, how you look upon yourself is what you are. How you look upon this world is the world that is before you. If you look upon this world as divine, divine stands in front of you. If you look upon yourself as divine, divine manifests from within you. If you go on telling, I am a sinner, the absolute negativity, that is acme of negativity, to say I am a sinner for any reason, because especially in Hinduism you see, we are divine. Maybe I am covered with so many things. For example, bodily existence is there. I might have done so much good or bad karmas. It stays only bodily existence. Similarly, I might have done good or bad acts through my mind. My mind gets stained. Independent of body mind, I have an existence. When I sleep, neither body is there, physical body. And when my dream ends and enter deep sleep, your mind and senses are not there. Let it get stained. What is it to me? It's my external cloth. Every day nature takes you, separates and makes you reach your own house, home, and bring you back because of the pending karmic load. That doesn't mean you have got stained, or you can, if you put fire here, Sri Ramakrishna used to tell, your roof may get blackened, but sky never gets blackened. You can stain all objects in this world, but not the space. Space you cannot color, you cannot burn, you cannot do anything. You cannot cut with a sword. Nothing can affect it. If the sky, space itself is unstained, what about the Atman, the self, which is the supporter, source of the space? Chaitanya, in the ocean of Chaitanya, Chaitanya Sagara, this whole world appears and again disappears. In the ocean of my existence, I come to the bodily identity and go back every day. I cannot remain identified with a thing which I am not for a long time. Bodily existence, I have to disconnect totally every day. All lives on the earth, they have to, whether it is an ant or a man or anything, they have to disconnect at least once a day, that I am what I am. And again, we project out to the bodily level. We have three bodies, gross, subtle and causal, stula, sukshma, karana, sharira. When I pervade all the three, I am conscious of this world and my bodily identity is there. When I withdraw in sleep, there is neither body nor I am myself. Identifying again with dream world, because mind has created a dream world and taken me there. And from there, even the subtle body also I get disconnected. I am in the deep sleep. Leaving that also, I separate, because the gross, subtle and causal belongs to Prakriti. I separate from all the three and enter the second stage of deep sleep, where I am a bindu of Chaitanya and expand in the universal consciousness, Vishwa Chaitanya. Vyashti Chaitanya merges in the I am myself totally, unrelated to the various layers of existence. Just like I am removing one by one cloth and becoming naked, again putting on. But this identity remains to come back and go inside, to from one body to another body, transmigrate from one body to another body, continues just because of the stain of the karmas and vasanas on the bodily mental existence, my bodily existence. Bodily existence, and I have to be there to see that the karmic load is dissolved. That much. I am not going to be suffering. My body is going to suffer but my presence alone is there necessary, because in my presence the body did all actions. In my presence it has to work out the karma. That law of nature. So whenever a negativity appears in your mind, I can't do, I am not good, anything, just to drop it off. There is nothing that you cannot do, because infinite potentiality is within. You may not be knowing how to express it, how to bring it out. Vivekananda says, we can pulverize the stars, we can roll the sky and put in our arms. So much of potentiality is there to break the Maya's net and emerge out. All that capacity is within. It is embedded in Jiva. It is inherent in Jiva. In man's life, human life, it can manifest. In other lives, that potentiality cannot manifest. You have humility, that's good. But there is also another way. I chant the name of Hari. How can I be a sinner? He who constantly repeats, I am sinner, I am a wretch, verily becomes sinner. What lack of faith? There should not be this lack of faith. A man chants the name of God so much and still talks of sin. Radhika Goswami listened to these words in amazement. Master. At Vrindavan, I myself put on the garb of Vaishnavas and wore it for 15 days to the devotees. I have practiced the disciplines of all faiths, all paths, each for a few days. Otherwise, I should have found no peace of mind. Smiling, I have practiced all disciplines. I accept all paths. I respect the Shaktas, the Vaishnavas, the Vedantists. Therefore, people of all sects come here, and every one of them thinks that I belong to his school. I also respect the modern Brahmajnanis, referring to Brahmo Samaj. So, Jatomat Totopat, as many faiths, so many paths. To the same end, Sri Ramakrishna practiced almost all 64 tantras. What all is there in Hinduism? So many things, all that he practiced. Vaishnavism, Shaktism, Shaivism, Vedanta, Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, the Tantras. So whatever is there, whatever path, Kundalini, all yogas, Sarva Yoga Samanvaya like Sri Ramakrishna is. Bhakti, Jnana, Sannyasa. Is not, apart from Hinduism, he practiced the other religions also to see the same end. All religions emerge from spirituality, the spirit, spirituality, and end in the spirit, the spirituality. We have forgotten the essence, and because we call God in different ways and different names, we think we differ. Nothing, no difference between any two religions. If we see the spiritual perspective, in spiritual perspective, if you see, they are all one. Just like the various sizes of pots and vessels in which all contain water. Sri Ramakrishna used to give the example of a pond. The Christians come from one side and call it water. The Islamic people come and say, this is Allah. And Hindus come and say, this is Brahman. The same water they are calling by different names. God is one. So many paths to reach Him. So His ultimate message to the world, of course, whenever incarnations come, they dissolve all the differences, eliminate all the dirt that is accumulated or acquired during the whole process of flowing through the generations. Once they clean everything. Just like rain comes to clean every tree and every plant, every street, how the torrents of rain comes and washes off. Like that the avatars, incarnation, when Krishna came also, all paths leading to the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita are 18 paths to realize God, including the first Arjuna Vishada Yoga. That's why all are called yoga. Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, all this. A man had a tub of dye. Sri Ramakrishna is telling about the various religions. A man had a tub of dye. Such was its wonderful property that people could dye their clothes any color they wanted by merely dipping them in it. A clever man said to the owner of the tub, "Dye my clothes in the color of your dye stuff All laugh. Each one used to come and give the cloth and used to say, dye this cloth in the color of orange. You will dip and give. It is orange color. Another will come and say, I want to get this cloth into blue. You will dip in the same water and give, same the tub and give it. It will be blue. Green if you want, you dip in the same, whatever color you want, you can dip and go. Then one person stood aside and saw from the same tub, he is dipping and taking out the clothes. Then he said, whatever is the color of what is in the color of the tub, inside the tub, that stuff, what color is it? Of that I want the cloth to be dyed. Then he said, it has no color at all. Dye my clothes in the color of your dye stuff. Why should I be one-sided? The idea that the people of a particular sect will not come to me does not frighten me. I don't care a bit whether people come to me or not. The thought of keeping anyone under my control never crosses my mind. Others asked me to ask Divine Mother for a big position for him, but he did not get it. If that makes him think differently about me, what do I care? People have worldly, most of the people of the world go to saints and temples to pray for their worldly prospects. Worldly, they don't understand it lasts for 2 days and goes away. Just like food, tasty food you prepare, it is till it slips down the throat. After that, you cannot see it, nor you will not tolerate if it comes out. Once still it, you cannot enjoy that later. As long as it is on the tongue, it is momentary. Next moment. But how people throng after that, how people run after it to enjoy the tasty food. They don't care for the health also. But that is the nature of people. The insects and all other species, whatever nature provides. How the cows eat grass and leaves, you see. They don't aspire for food, but they don't want to take what is not agreeable to them. Nature has provided them the sense of smell, sense of eye, to perceive what it can eat and what cannot, which we cannot distinguish. It goes on grazing and eating the leaves and grass. And sometimes it will be dirty, sometimes, but nature takes care of its health. Nothing harms. The rainwater here and then stagnant. The cow eats grass and goes and drinks that water. You see, nothing happens. No infection, no antibiotics, nothing. Only because for man, all these affect because he has buddhi, intelligence. He wants to protect himself and lose the nature's protective forces. So many of the worldly desires mother doesn't approve. I have something because mother doesn't want any harm to be done. We are asking for something. Is call a student. How much he pestered his parents for a motorcycle. And they, at last, when he was in final graduation, they could get him they were afraid. What will happen to my son if you meets with an accident, you can see everywhere. That's why they did not buy. At last they bought one. He was bringing the vehicle from showroom. He met with an accident. He wanted to overtake and go a vehicle. From the opposite was tremendously speed. Another vehicle was coming. He could not control. He ran over. And the desire, if he had prayed to Divine Mother, I want it, Mother would not have given it. Somehow, he asked, instead of asking Divine Mother, he pestered his physical mother. He got one, but it was the cause of his death. So, when we do not get, in spite of all our efforts, a thing which we are aspiring for, then we must understand it would have been a harmful thing to me. So, if that man makes him think differently about me, what do I care? The purpose is Divine Mother is omniscient. She knows everything. So does Sri Ramakrishna know. But being asked to pray, he does pray. Why should I be one-sided? The idea, once at Keshav's house, I found myself in a new mood. The Brahmos always speak of the impersonal. Therefore, I said to the Divine Mother in an ecstatic mode, Mother, please don't come here. They don't believe in your forms. Radhika Goswami listened to these words of the Master against sectarianism and remained silent. Master smiling. Vijay Krishna Goswami. Though born in Vaishnava family, he became a member of Brahmo Samaj. Later he returned to the worship of the personal God. Vijay Krishna Goswami. Master smiling. Vijay is in wonderful state of mind nowadays. He falls to the ground while chanting the name of Hari. He devotes himself to kirtan, meditation, and other spiritual practices till 4 in the morning. He now puts on an ochre robe and prostrates himself before the images of God. Once he accompanied me to Gadadhar's schoolhouse, a celebrated Vaishnava saint, Gadadhar. Gadadhar's schoolhouse, I pointed out the place where Gadadhar used to meditate. At once Vijay prostrated himself there. Again he fell prostrate before the picture of Chaitanya Deva. How that spontaneous, that attitude of surrender manifests in a Vaishnava, traditional Vaishnava. They accept the servanthood of the human existence and the Lord as the supreme Lord of the universe. So, I am your child, I am your servant, I am your dasatva, dasa sampradaya. They call themselves as the servant of God. Somewhere we have to be servant. Why be servant of this world anywhere? Go to any job anywhere, you are a servant there. You may be given a highest post, but say master is beyond you, who has appointed you and is keeping there. Even if you have your own industry or factory or an institution, your own. But when the people are there, so many workers are there, you will have to obey them. Otherwise, work will stop. One opposition will make you mad. So, everywhere that slavery, like only God alone is free from slavery. He gives you freedom. If you become a servant of God, you will be free from all bondages and suffering forever, and you will dwell in the transrelative existence of eternal existence, infinite existence of ocean of bliss and bliss alone. So, he prostrated a picture of Chaitanya Deva, Goswami. What about the image of Radha Krishna, Master? He prostrated himself there too. Vijay also follows the conventions of religious life. Goswami. He can now can now be accepted in Vaishnava society. Master. People's opinion don't count so much with him. Goswami. I don't mean that. By accepting him, the Vaishnava society will honor itself. How deep you see. We take the word value, what he says. Vijay is following. What about the going down to Radha Krishna image? He is asking. Because he is a Vaishnava, they accept the Vaishnava. And he is accept all other things you see. And he accepts the Vaishnava also. What about the image of Radha Krishna, Master? He prostrated himself there too. Vijay also follows all conventions of a religious life. Goswami. He can now be accepted in the Vaishnava society. He can be. Means he is, because he is accepting the principles of Vaishnava, for this one, he can be accepted. He has the qualification to be a Vaishnava. Sri Ramakrishna takes in that sense. He can be accepted in the Vaishnava society. Master, people's opinion don't count much with him. What people say, acceptance as a Vaishnava, it doesn't matter for him. Goswami, I don't mean that. By accepting him, the Vaishnava society will honor itself. Such a person who can bow down before any image with all faith and dedication, such a treasure, it's a treasure for possessing, just like a sportsman. An expert sportsman who can defeat others. If any company or anybody accepts him, owns him, it is a credit for them. Or a scientist, a company is giving him a place not because he is going to be a worker, just his honorary, is given honor, and his presence gives honor to the society and the institution where it is working. Master, he respects me very much, but it is difficult to reach him. One day he is called to Dhaka. The next day, some other place, different places he has to move. He is always busy. His presence has created great trouble in Sadharan Brahmo Samaj, because now and then he will be absent. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.